the way, I grew up in the pre-Eruv era. Let's remember history, some more history. The Eruv breakthrough is exactly 50 years old. Exactly 50 years old. When Rav Moshe wrote that classical tshuva, it wasn't printed until 7 years later, but we never knew about it right away, to someone who I knew from my youth. I moved to Queens in 1958. The Rainer of Peretz Steinberg Shlita. The whole tshuva is this big. You can make an Eruv in Kew Garden Hills. That was a breakthrough of breakthroughs. Until then, there were no eruvin. You had one in Seagate, which has a wall around it, and maybe Staten Island, which was before the Verrazano. There were no eruvin. Not in New York and not anywhere in the country. There's no eruvin. That opened the floodgates. The second one in was Rabbi Blumenkrantz Zatzal, who made it, that's a Talmud Muvag of Rav Moshe, as was Rabbi Steinberg in Far Rockaway. That's what started what we call the Eruv Revolution. Was there opposition? Oh, was there opposition? Ooh, wow. No one remembers that opposition. I remember that opposition. Because when I came, I assumed my Rabbanos a few months before that Shuvah was written, beginning of 1974. I came in Teves, and I think in Nisan or Adar, he wrote that Shuvah. After they had one in Queens and in Farat, new rabbi, can make us an Eruv. No, make an Eruv. Riverdale's going to be a dead neighbor. No one's going to move in. So I remember like yesterday. There was a Malava Malk on the other side of the Bronx, which then still had some community called Pelham Parkway. And the guest speaker was Rav Moshe Bick, saying Tzaddik Rocha. No one knew him. He had a high-pitched voice. He's yelling against the Eruv. I thought he was attacking me. No, he was attacking the Pelham Parkway Eruv. And he screamed out in his loud voice, "Isn't it foolish, Miss California?" Still like yesterday. He was very much against Rav Moshe's Kula, and there were others agreed. They didn't like the Rav Moshe's whole approach. What Rav Moshe Shita and Shishim Ribu, that's not for now. If you invite me back again, I'll tell you what I think about that. I have riots, but that's not for today. So I want to go to Rav Moshe. But the Talmud, he's not taking any more requests, any more fights. So I went to these two people I knew personally. I knew Rabbi Stein because I knew him before he was even married. He was the Balkari in Rabbi Schoenfeld Shul when I moved in 1958. I showed him a map of Riverdale. The Rosh Hashiva would say it's okay. My bluegrass I knew it's chusla. My wife grew up in Far Rockaway. Said the same thing. Rabbi Shnai made him Yaakov Dover. We went and we built an Eruv, we mechanech Eruv in Shabbos Chanukah, 1976. We had certain chumras and kulas, which we things change over the years. I was still very, very young. I'll tell you one more story. You can't make it up. You see, when I lived in Riverdale, there was a Ish Tzaddik V'Yosher. His name was Rabbi Shlomo Danziger. Zeichet Tzaddik L'Vroch. He passed away at age 100 in Lakewood a number of years ago. He was a Odom Godom. He was there before me. So when he heard, want to make an Eruv, he called me up and said, "You want to make?" I said, "People are carrying anyway. I have to make it." There's a cherem against it. What? Sure. They made an Isser in 1962 against an Eruv in Manhattan, or Baron Kotler and many others. And I said, "We're in the Bronx. Go ask my Rebbe." Who's your Rebbe? The Suval Karov of Zava Lifshitz. I went to ask him. He said, "Nah, the Bronx. There's a river in between. There's nothing to do with it." So we started building the Eruv. What did you do? I said, "I asked your Rebbe." He says, "Okay. Can I visit you on Friday night?" I said, "Of course." He was so machmer, he wouldn't even wear his glasses in the street. So he had to have his son. "I want to come with my son." The famous Yecheskel Danziger, now the main editor of Atzko. I knew him for I should dedicate this shir memory to my wonderful cousin, Rabbi Shua Kalish, Zeichet Tzaddik L'Vrocha, who just passed away last night. Was today. Who was a close friend of Yecheskel Danziger. I knew him personally, even before I knew Rabbi Danziger, before I moved to Riverdale. They came in, wintry night, and what it boiled down to really was a bechina. They were learning eruvin in the Lakewood Kollel, and he gave me a bechina and an eruvin. It was a pashut. Apparently I passed, because Rabbi Danziger said, "You know what? I'll tell my balabatim I'd rather they not carry you. I'll tell them that the person who did it knows what he's talking about, and it should be Shalom Al Yisrael," which has been Shalom Al Yisrael ever since then. Baruch Hashem.